So I'd love to start this by asking a question. Do you know what the most valuable currency that exists today is? Any guesses? Well, that currency is trust. There is nothing more valuable than trust. It is a constant. It is something that has never lost value, and in fact, over the years, continues to grow in value. Trust is the way we make all our decisions in life, from the partner that you pick, to the people that you're going to work with, to the products that you buy. You need to trust them in order to continue being in association with them. So today I just want to talk to you a little bit about trust and how it is impacting our shopping economy. So when you are making a purchase, what convinces you to click the Buy Now button on a screen? Let's say you need to go buy a blender or a toaster oven, whatever it is. You go online and you're going to click that Buy Now button, but what is part of that decision-making process? Is it because you saw a big advertisement on the 401 on a billboard? Is it because you saw an ad in a magazine or you saw the product on TV? Or is it possibly because somebody recommended that product to you? Somebody that you know, somebody that you trust? Well, in fact, 81% of consumers say that they make their purchasing decisions based on trust. And in fact, when it comes to the younger generation of shoppers, 6 out of 10 say they turn to their peers when choosing what products to buy. And an important note is that they don't trust traditional advertising anymore. They trust peer endorsements. And currently, we are living in a world that trust is at an all-time low. People don't trust anyone. They don't trust corporations. They're so used to product recalls, products actually being made with ingredients that they weren't aware of. If you look at your social media feed, you find tons of information that is fake. And in fact, I'm not sure if you all read recently, but there was a report that revealed that over 60% of Amazon e-reviews are in fact fake. And the FTC is actually going to start charging brands, I think it's approximately $15,000 per product that they see that has fake e-reviews on them. So, how do we combat this as organizations that offer brands, that have products, that have services? So I'd like to introduce you, if you don't know the concept already, to something called social proof. And basically, social proof is when people are copying the actions of others, when they're deciding how to behave. So think about this in terms of the last restaurant you went to or the last Uber Eats order you placed. Before you make that decision, you probably went on an app. I think we were talking about some apps, but I couldn't follow the translation properly. But you probably went on an app like Yelp or OpenTable or something similar, and you read the reviews on that restaurant. And was it good value? Was it good food? Was it good service? Well, that is social proof. Social proof is made up of several things, including testimonials from customers, e-reviews that are authentic, case studies, user-generated content. All of these things are part of social proof. And of course, third-party endorsements and certifications. Social proof gives us, as consumers, a compelling reason to trust your brand. It's like this instant stamp of approval. When people can find out legitimate information about your product, they will be willing to try your product and your service. And if they try it and like it, they will become loyal to it. It is very challenging to stand out these days. There is so much competition. There are endless options. So social proof helps us navigate choices. So why am I here talking to you today? Well, we established an organization over 16 years ago that has a seal of approval, that one over there, that millions of consumers turn to when making a purchasing decision. It is one of the most trusted seals of approval in North America and abroad. We started this organization because as a consumer, I was going out and making purchasing decisions. I would go into a store and I would see something that looked great in the packaging and I would think, oh, I definitely want to buy that. Or I would see something that was very expensive and I assumed it's going to be a fabulous product, I'm going to buy that. And then I would bring those products home and I found that most of these products did not live up to expectations. So I would call friends or I would call family and I would ask for their product recommendations. And those were the recommendations that stood out. Those were the products that I continued using. And I thought to myself, there's got to be a way to help other consumers make these decisions. We can't call our friends and family every time we need a product. So we developed the parent-tested, parent-approved seal of approval. And basically, think of it as an emblem that sits on your product or on your e-commerce page that basically yells out at the consumer, pick me, because I'm trusted and I'm tested and consumers feel that my product has great value. We create real connections between consumers and brands. And we work with all kinds of brands. So you might see parent-tested, parent-approved and think, oh, I don't have baby products, so this isn't for me. But we work with brands like Dyson. We work with brands like Anchor, VTech, Procter & Gamble, Casper. We work with General Motors we've worked with. So we have tested anything and everything that is out there that touches the family. Whether it's food, whether it's blenders, we've tested it all. And these brands reach out to us year over year because we address a pain point that they are facing. And that pain point is trying to connect with consumers and building trust. Because if you don't build trust with them, they will not be loyal to your product. They might try you one time, but they are not going to be loyal to it. So, how do we test products? Because we need some legitimacy behind what we do. It's not enough for me to look at a product and say, okay, that's earned our seal of approval. So basically, you provide us with samples of your products, and we go into our consumer database, which consists of over 250,000 families all across North America. And we pick a small number of families who are your target demographic to test your product. So those families get the products, they use them in their homes or the services, because we've tested resorts and travel and all kinds of things. And then when they're done their testing, they provide us with feedback in our platform that is like a focus group. Basically, they're answering detailed questions about their experience with your product. And assuming they've had a positive experience with your product, that product earns the opportunity to have our seal of approval. And that seal of approval is just one of many things that come with the testing. So you get consumer feedback from this focus group, which is really important because when we develop a product, what's the most important thing? Number one, we want to know, does it actually do what it says it's going to do? We think we have a great product, but the consumers are going to tell us how great our product actually is. We provide e-reviews because if you want to get listed with a retailer these days and you don't have e-reviews, then you're going to have a challenge. We create endorsement videos because consumers want to understand, what does this product actually do? What is its value? So we create explanation videos that take a consumer through the features of a product. We provide social media support. Now, the most important thing we recently learned that retailers are looking for, they don't want to just know you have a great product. They want to know that there are a community of consumers that actually believe you have a great product. So with a community of over 250,000 consumers in your back pocket, essentially, you've achieved that with the PTPA Seal of Approval program. So these are some very well recognized brand names. And they come back to us year over year. In fact, we've been in business 16 years. Some of these brands have worked with us, one of them for 15 years, and some of them for over 10 years. They come back to us year over year. Why, you might ask? Because they're recognized brands. Everybody knows what Sony is and Johnson & Johnson. But they come to us because they understand that it's no longer a marketplace where consumers are loyal to the big brands, the national brands. They understand that there is so much competition out there. It used to be that you had a favorite brand, you would go into a store, you would make a purchase. If you were buying from Hamilton Beach on a regular basis, that was the only brand you were buying from. But now there are so many brands, so many challenger brands out there, private label brands, and now these brands need a way to stand out from their competition. And that's what parent-tested, parent-approved provides. We tell a powerful story of trust and reliability that helps set these brands apart from their competition. So, as I wrap up, as you think about how you are going to market your products and services for the rest of the year and for 2024, I want you to consider trust as a factor, because trust is what is going to make consumers pick your brand. Trust us. We have surveyed consumers. We know from them, and that is so incredibly important to them. They are no longer going to blindly trust big brands. They want to know you stand for something, they want to hear your story, and they want to know that your product is going to live up to expectations. Don't just think of your product or your service as a brand. It's actually an opportunity for you to make a connection between your organization and that consumer, because when you make that connection, you build loyalty. And when you build loyalty, these consumers are going to come to you time after time after time, even if there's difficult times and your prices have to increase somewhat. Think of your favorite restaurant. Even if they've gone up in price, because every restaurant has gone up in price, you're going to continue to go because you are loyal to them. And we believe, of course, I am biased, but that parent-tested, parent-approved is the perfect way to help you achieve that trust. We essentially do it all. We build that social proof. We build that authenticity. We build that credibility. So we would love the opportunity to help your brand move from being one of many options in a shopping cart to the only option in a shopping cart. Thank you so much.